So today what I'm doing with my class is we are going over how to use context clues in different passages in text so that the students can use them when they're reading and they come across unfamiliar words. With my lesson today, we're going to go over what context clues actually are, and then for my lesson we have it's kind of like a computer generated, I guess, game or type of practice where the students are given a passage with a bolded word, and with the bolded word it has a question. It says, what does bolded word mean? And it gives them 3 multiple choice answers. As a class, they're going to talk with their table partners, and I'll give them a few minutes to talk. We're going to take a vote, and then we're going to select the answer in the question. After each question that has the finding the meaning of the bolded word, they're going to read the text again, and this time we're going to talk about which sentence they believe has the context clues that led them to find the definition of the word. So again, they're going to talk with their table partner, and then we're going to take a vote, and what I'm going to do is kind of scan over each sentence and it highlights, and we're going to take a vote that way and select which sentence we feel led us to the correct definition. Once we go through that, we're going to have each question answered, and as I answer them, if there's anything that's confusing or something that they were stuck on, we could work on that and answer it for them. I think that this is a good way for the kids to practice because even though they're not physically on the computer themselves, they're getting exposure to it, and I know that their FSA testing is coming up and they're going to have to use computers to take that, so just seeing how something might work if they're not getting the exposure at home helps them looking, okay, this is how you click the answer. If I want to highlight something, this is how I highlight it. So it gives them a little practice with that as well. Okay. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you. Today we're going to be going over context clues. Does anyone have an idea what context clues are before we start? Jaya?
They're clues of a text?
Yeah, they're clues of a text. What do they help you do?
Find the topic and point.
Find the topic and point? Or, no, that's the main idea.
Evidence?
It's kind of like evidence. It's what's in the text that's going to tell you what a word means. So if you see a word that you're unfamiliar with, usually the sentence it's in or the sentence or before or after will give you a hint as to what that word means. So, your objectives today are that you're going to determine the meaning of unfamiliar words using clues from the surrounding text and identify clues in a text that help determine the meaning of certain words. So if you guys could repeat after me. Swabat.
Swabat.
Determine the meaning of unfamiliar words.
Determine the meaning of unfamiliar words.
Using clues from the surrounding text.
Using clues from the surrounding text.
And then identify clues.
Identify clues.
In a text that help determine.
In a text that helps determine.
The meaning of certain words.
The meaning of certain words.
Perfect. So then I just have a slide that tells you about what context clues are. Daya, can you read it for me? Danya?
Context clues are hints that an author gives to help identify a difficult or unusual word.
Yes, help define a difficult or unusual word. So today we're going to be doing, it's kind of like a computer game, and what it looks like is how it is on the screen. It'll have a passage with a bolded word, and then it's going to have 3 choices for an answer. What we're going to do is for every question or piece of text that comes up, someone's going to read it for us, and then we're going to turn to the person sitting next to us. If there's no one next to you, you can work in a group of 3 and just discuss what you think the bolded word in the passage means. Does everyone understand so far?
Yeah.
What we're doing? Thank you so much. Once everyone has an idea, we're going to take a vote on what we think the answer is, and then we're going to continue through the questions that way. All clear?
Yes.
Start. And then the first part of the first question I'll just do to show you how it works. So this is what the preview was on the PowerPoint. It says, hasting forward without ever pausing or looking behind, he by heard the sea roaring at a distance. At this sound he increased his speed and soon came to a beach, where the great surf waves tumbled themselves upon the hard sand in a long line of snowy foam. So when I look at that and I look at the question, what does the word hasting mean in this passage? From what I read, could tell that it means moving quickly. And then, okay. So, hasting from what I read means moving quickly. So, next. And it tells me that the answer is correct. And then for the second part, what you need to do is look at the paragraph and determine which sentence that is up here helps find the meaning of the word Hastings. So with the person next to you, figure out which sentence you guys think helps give you context clues as to what the word Hastings mean, okay?
Without or looking behind. He said, only goes to the other.
Does everyone have an idea?
Only one question.
Just one sentence. One sentence. Okay. So we're gonna take a vote. We're gonna highlight the sentence. We're gonna raise your hand if you think that's the context clue. Okay. So for the first sentence, raise your hand if you think this is what helps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Raise your hand if you think this is the right sentence. Okay. How about this one? Or this one? Okay, so we had the most for without ever pausing or looking behind. Good job, you guys got it right. What in this sentence helped you guys the most to figure out what it means? Let me see if you had your hand up.
Because, like, if he was walking, he would have looked behind him or stopped for a little bit.
Yeah, if he was walking, he was probably going slow. Jared?
It said that he never paused.
Yeah, he never paused. When you're going fast, you're not stopping to look what's behind you at all. Perfect. Okay. So for this one, Omar, can you read the passage for us?
On looking round, we perceived a large road of ducks which had been disturbed by the dripping of a fir branch among them. After circling in the air for a little time, they again settled down on the feeding ground. 2 or 3 minutes elapsed when the sailing there again occurred.
Okay. So with your partner, discuss what you guys think the word elapsed means.
Go fast.
Everyone have an idea?
Yeah.
Okay. Matthias,
Speed up.
speed up. Okay.
Sped
You
up.
want to come and click the answer on here? Passed. Let's see. Good job.
Oh my God.
Thank you for helping me, Jonathan. Okay. So now with your partner, determine what sentence in here helps you to figure out what the word elapsed means. Everyone have an idea?
Yes.
Okay. Raise your hand if you think this sentence is what tells you what elapsed means. No? This one? Okay. Alright. So everyone pretty much says 2 or 3 minutes. Nathan, want to come up and click the answer for us? See if we're right. Awesome, you guys got it right. Jair, can you read this for us?
Indeed, it is safe to say that more millions in the modern world are
Acquainted.
acquainted with the story of the rise of Abraham Lincoln from the corny field logging cabin to the highest known seats of the mighty. Then are familiar with the Bible story of Joseph, who arose and stood next to the throne of the
There. Okay. So with your partner, see if you guys can figure out the word acquainted means. Are you guys discussing? What do you think? Familiar? Does everyone have an idea?
Yes.
Okay. Let's take a vote. Do we think it means unfamiliar?
answer from right.
Okay, well, we'll go by the vote. So most of the class sit familiar, so want to come click it for us? We'll see what they got. Thank you. Yeah, good job. You guys are on a roll. Okay. So, reading this sentence again, talk and see which sentence helps you the most. Does everyone have an idea?
Yes.
Okay. So let's vote. Raise your hand if you think it's because it's safe to say more than millions. Are acquainted? Nope. Everyone voted on this one? Okay. So let's see.
Yes. Fantastic.
Alex, can you read this for me?
I don't believe any of you suffer as I do, cried Angel. For you don't have to go to school with impatient girls,
Impertinent.
impertinent girls who flirt,
Plague you.
and label your father if he isn't rich.
Oh, you skipped a line. Plague you if you.
If you don't know your dresser, laugh at your dresser, and label your father if he isn't rich, and insult you when your nose isn't good.
Okay, so with your partner, see if you guys can figure out what the word impertinent means. Does everyone have an idea? Okay. Raise your hand if you think impertinent means kind. Raise your hand if you think it means rude. Okay. And if you think it's funny. John Quest, will you come up and click the answer first? Thank you. Good job. And again, here, read it and see if you guys can find which sentence helps you determine the definition. Okay, everyone have an idea?
Yes.
Okay. Let's vote. Do we think it means this one? No? No? Okay. Label? Okay. Steve, you wanted to come up? What do you think the answer is? We had the most for the last one. So click the sentence. Thank you. Let's see.
Oh, never mind. I get it.
Oh, you suck up.
Insults.
Oh.
Insults.
And if you guys knew, like the word plague, that could also help you because plague is like, when you think like a sickness, the sickness plagues the town and kind of takes over. It's not very nice.
Would that one have been a right answer?
I'm pretty sure it doesn't let me click two of them. Like last time I messed it up, so it's not the best. But alright. Jonathan, can you read this one for me?
Never bought something that went like in the army. He was so dark, fighting that the ships went darker, fighting in the dark century over the rock of the other mountain. But once or twice,
context clues?